So I'd like to talk about my own organic healing process that I'm in, which is really a natural, holistic allowance and a really deep listening experience that I often engage in and just have going on in my being. It's how it works for me, and it's how it works for both of us. And I just thought it was worth talking and sharing a little bit about that from my perspective right now. A large part of what's going on in my own process with my self-healing, is returning to the natural feminine and kind of rebuilding and restoring a connection and a relationship with the natural feminine essence, both inside myself and out in the greater reality that we live in. And I've had a really challenging experience with the feminine in this life, in my family, and I didn't realise how much it had affected me until these past few weeks and months, where I've actually realised how deeply scared I am of the feminine energy and feminine essence, because of, well, of how exploited my own feminine energy and essence has been, but also because of how here comes the word again, abusive but violent. That's the more accurate, actually. How deeply violent I've experienced the feminine energy being in my life, through many different people, actually. Very traumatic. And I guess as a result of that, I've subconsciously been more drawn to a masculine way of being, and also an attachment to structures, to feel a sense of safety, because I felt deeply unsafe in a feminine space. And the trauma from that goes really deep in my heart, and it's that which is being alchemized, and it's that which is asking to be transformed and changed. And it's very deep, and it's ongoing. It's morning, noon, and night. I'm living in this flow of this constant alchemy in my heart, which permeates out to my whole being. And it is largely to do with the feminine, and to do with as well my inner child. It's been really interesting. I've had spontaneous moments out for walks and things. I was standing in a park nearby, and it was a kind of sunset. It was really beautiful and quiet, beautiful trees and lovely light, and I spontaneously went into this really deep internal healing process, and inside my being, it kind of showed me a photograph of myself as a baby from the house, a family picture from the house I grew up in, and I immediately burst into tears. I was just so moved by realizing that was me, that little baby was me in that environment, and I felt so much love for her. I can feel it again now, it's really emotional. So much love for her in that context. And being brave enough to be born into that environment with a heart and a sensitivity like mine, so hard. And so I spontaneously burst into this kind of flow crying state to do with my own inner child and my own inner baby. And so it took me by surprise a little bit like this, and I cried and I just allowed it to flow. I didn't stop it. I just went with the emotion as I do. I just, when something arrives, I listen. Oops. I listen and I let it pour out my heart and flow through my body like I am right now. I'm sort of shaking a bit. This is how I alchemize energy. This is how I allow it. This is how I work it in my own self-healing process. And I just go with the flow, process the emotion, physicality, memory, trauma, whatever it is. So I did that. Whew, I stood. I'm just going to take a breath. I didn't know that was going to happen. Yeah, so I stood there with myself in the park, had this spontaneous experience, and then a little while further on, I looked down onto the grass, and there I was. The baby me was lying on the grass. This is like a spiritual experience, but it was very real. So just down in front of me on the grass, there I was, you know. So I bent over, and I picked me up, and I just held me to my heart, to my chest, like you would hold a baby. And I just said to me, "You're with me now. It's okay, you're with me now." And I just stood there, we just stood together in this embrace, really gentle, just really loving and connected and still and tender, you know? We're just unifying with that aspect of myself which I've been separated from somehow. Yeah. So then I stood there and I started rocking me in my arms. It was lovely. It was like lovingly holding a baby, except the baby happened to be myself. Happened to be me, and what a beautiful moment, what a beautiful thing to feel. And I think I mentioned in another video, it's like becoming my own parent now, and it's happening spiritually. It's happening emotionally and spiritually, and sometimes I get visions, sometimes I have tangible experiences that of integration and nurturance, and sometimes it happens just in a meditation, a relaxation experience as well. I'm healing my own feminine, and I'm learning that, well, I can be trusted as the feminine, you know, as a representation, as embodiment of the feminine. I can be trusted because I've done the inner work. I've done my own healing has come to a point now where I'm able to heal myself. I'm able to return and integrate my wounded aspects into my own heart space. There's enough stability and wholeness and integration in my own heart space now that my aspects are able to return. You know, it's a safe place for them to return to. And that's what's happening. And it is totally natural, totally organic. I'm not intending for this to happen. It's in the flow of my own essence, my own soul, and as well, you know, it's an interconnected process where effort is done spiritually in other areas. You know, it all feeds in. It all feeds in. But I just wanted to come on and share that, and just share that it's a midwifing process for our own soul. We need to midwife our own reintegration. And we're totally able to do this. Totally able to do this for ourselves and with ourselves, with our own hearts and our own soul. And for me, all it really takes is stopping and listening and being with myself. Just letting go of all other activity or mental thought process or worrying about doing this or that. It's just like, just be still. Drop it. Drop all the other stuff you're carrying. And just relax into your own being and into your own heart. Just be with yourself and feel the inner flow, and it naturally just unfolds. It naturally unfolds. So, yes, just to share some of that process that I'm in, how it works with me, with myself. And I think I don't know how to conclude this one, but that's all I really need to share with you today. And that would be my recommendation, is you don't always have to go out seeking answers and information, and it really is all inside you, just waiting to emerge, waiting for you to be still enough and present enough with your own experience for it to emerge from within. That is truly this kind of inside out healing process that we're built for. It's our hearts and our spirit and our soul wants to do this. It wants our attention. It wants our attention, and yeah, just stop and be with yourself and just listen and allow without expectation. That's another point. Don't go looking for it, just relax, let go, and receive and allow and see what comes for you. See what comes for you. Bye for now, everybody. Bye for now.